Welcome to Channel 2 News. I'm Lulli. Tonight I'd like to introduce you to one of our new reporters.
Hi everyone, I'm Whaley. I'm the new reporter and weekend anchor.
Cameron will replace Lulli, as she will not be able to report as much anymore due to her new administrative duties. Now here's Cameron with a look at the red tide situation.
Thanks, Nick. This weekend we are undergoing another red tide epidemic. Beachgoers are already reporting respiratory problems and we're seeing fish killed. Nick and I will anchor live in the morning to cover this situation.
Yes, people might want to stay away from the beach for the next few weeks. Thanks, Cameron. We are tracking the tropics tonight, as well as the local nor'easter. The nor'easter will be our first of the season, and will bring blustery winds and some rains to us. We are already seeing some of those breezes rolling in as of tonight. Our biggest rain day will be on Sunday, but the nor'easter will last through the weekend and into the middle of next week. And not only will I be reporting on the red tide tomorrow, but also on those nor'easter-like conditions. And yet again, the tropics are busy. Hurricane Lorenzo actually landfall earlier this morning in Mexico. It is now since been downgraded to tropical depression Lorenzo. And of course, we're still watching tropical storm Karen, which is out in the Atlantic. Once at a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm, is now a weak minimal tropical storm and should become a tropical depression maybe tonight at 11 p.m. It could pose a threat to the east coast of the United States in a 1 to 2 week time frame. Of course, nothing set in stone yet. It does look though it is unlikely to occur about the sea, Cameron. But nevertheless, we will be out the beach this weekend. Also, on another note, tropical depression 14 formed earlier this weekend, and we do expect that we'll head out to sea.
Thanks, Nick. We were at First Coast News earlier today and had the chance to speak to Chief Meteorologist Tim Deegan. Nick and I will have more on that in the morning as well.
The news has come to a closure this evening.
Join us again tomorrow for more news and weather. Good night.
I'm Lulli.
I'm Cameron Whaley.
We are live now in Jacksonville, where we are seeing nor'easter conditions and a red tide. Cameron now is going to have more on the red tide situation. Cameron?
Thank you, Nick. Today we arrived approximately 20 minutes ago and we have come to the beach to find nor'easter with sustained winds of about 15 miles an hour. And there's not that much red tide effect. There's still quite a bit of irritation going on. And as you can see, there's a lot of coughing and wheezing around here. The surfing, for anybody who is courageous enough to attempt this, there are obviously quite a few red tides out in the distance. Probably about neck to chest high. A little bit of choppy form, but as you can see, there's form right here on the pier, and that's beautiful.
We're already seeing sustained winds here, closing in at 20 miles per hour. We're seeing sustained winds, like I just said, at 20 miles per hour. I'm going to clock them now live, Cameron, if you can get a shot of the screen of the anemometer. It's loading right now, and we're going to see what sustained winds we're getting in here right now. These winds have been fairly constant. Okay, we're seeing right now 23 miles per hour, Cameron, and these winds seem pretty constant. They're not really gusts, they actually are actual sustained, 1 minute sustained winds. These winds are pretty much staying constant at 20 miles per hour. As you can see, as Cameron was just saying about the waves, we are seeing the waves in here from the northeast flow that we are getting in here on the beach. It's also helping to aggravate the red tide condition, which, as Cameron was mentioning, is aggravating beachgoers' respiratory system. We are already seeing ourselves, Cameron and myself, we are already seeing those respiratory problems ourselves. We've been seeing coughing, sneezing, itchy eyes, red eyes, and pretty much this is just going to continue to aggravate those conditions until the nor'easter disappears on Tuesday. Reporting live from Jacksonville Beach, this has been Nick Lulli and Cameron Whaley. We'll be back more later. We are live back now here on Jacksonville Beach's Pier, where we are seeing sustained winds closing in on 30 miles per hour. We are seeing those winds between 25 and 30 miles per hour. It seems that it is furthering the aggravation of people's respiratory systems with the red tide that is killing the fish and that is causing beach shores problems. Now here's Cameron with a look at how that red tide may be affecting fishing and as well as the nor'easter.
Okay, today fishing is not too great due to the fact that the nor'easter is blowing lines out to this direction of the pier. If you can show that. The line is blowing to this direction of the pier, so really the gentleman right here has the best spot, seeing that it's blowing his line out. Over here on the opposite side of the pier, not having so much luck due to the fact that the wind is blowing in and he's pushing the line the opposite way under the pier, which is causing them to get tangled on the island. Now obviously red tide is not very good for fish.
On the actual beach of Jacksonville. We are already seeing those dead fish that we are supposed to see through the red tide. Well, look right here, you can see here's one of those dead fish we were talking about. We also have another puffer fish over here. That's over here. If you want to get a shot of that. This is caused by the red tide that is affecting our area. The red tide is causing fish kills, numerous respiratory problems, which actually seem to be worsening on the beach. Cameron and myself are experiencing those respiratory problems, and really the couple of the biggest issues are they have to do with your eyes, and there's a lot of coughing going on. That is really what we're seeing. The main issue is coughing, and if you come out here, if you have some sort of allergies or any sort of respiratory problems already, it's just going to aggravate it even more. And even if you're just a normal person without any sort of problems like that, you're not advised to come out here because it's even affecting normal people like myself and Cameron. We're going to continue to have more live reports covering this nor'easter, which is just aggravating the already existing red tide condition. Reporting from Jacksonville Beach, I'm Lulli.
Now, despite this entire red tide situation, we have a very amazing sight, ladies and gentlemen. We have a sea turtle nest. Now, this does not look relatively new as an overnight, but it could be 2 to about 3 days old, judging how it's already been marked out and turtle tracks have been wiped out. This is a very amazing sight due to the fact that sea turtles are very, very selective of where they nest. And the fact that this has happened around a red tide, because the red tide has been around for roughly a week, this is rather amazing. This is a very, very rare sight that you would normally see. This is more on the nor'easter that is affecting the surf. You can see there is some okay form out there. It's still very choppy. About midway through the pier, it's pretty high on the northern side of the pier. It's probably about head high and plus. Now on the southern side of the pier, it's not as big, but there's better form, and there is also some good chance to do some decent surfing out here today, ladies and gentlemen, if you can get past. I would like to point out there is a little spot, you can't really see it from here, on the northern side of the pier where there is a indentation in what looks like a sandbar, and it looks like you can paddle out from there maybe. So if you can find that, it's roughly about 25 to 50 yards north of the pier. And that's about it for the surf report. Ladies and gentlemen, this does not look like much of a fish on camera, however it is. You can't really tell what's happening. Rather unfortunate day to see all these fish. And as you can see today, there's a red flag and a blue flag flying at the lifeguard station.